Shalom everybody, welcome to House Discipleship Institute's TerrorBite, where Yahuah allows me and Apostle Robert Gonzalez to encourage you to become a threat, a terror, and a revenger to the kingdom of darkness. Now, today was something interesting at work, or whenever you're viewing this, is probably a day before or the day of, in the morning, in the evening. Before I get to it, I'm going to stop right there and say thank you for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button, share this video with a friend, with a family relative, and let the Father minister to them. That's why these TerrorBites are created, so that way the Father can use us. And we're not trying to, bring exposure to ourselves or to our names. It's unto Yahuah we want to glorify and edify, because in the end, it's not only His name that He esteems, but it's His word too that He esteems far greater than Himself, Yahuah. And I just want to say thank you, Yahuah, because He gave me the time, and I got to do this for you, to reach and teach you. It's not about the views, it's not about the subscriptions, it's how Yahuah is going to manifest Himself to you. The thing about today is that in your emunah, that you're walking out faith in Hebrew, not to confess but to manifest, can you manifest Him? That's a very hard thing, because mankind souls, the first Adam, is always going to try to replicate his own self as the Sukkah beast nature, still naming things, naming diseases, and everything like that. But those who trust in Yahuah shall renew their strength. I'm going to say that with this one. Those who trust in Yahuah with all their heart and lean not on their own understanding, Yahuah will make Himself known to you. If you acknowledge Yahuah in everything that you do, He will honor you. The greatest thing about being honorable is that you live up to His word. You become the Word made flesh. You become like our big brother Yahushua. Very interesting thing today at work was I was almost close to being attacked, not by my coworkers, not by anything, but remember the previous TerrorBite, tohu and bohu, emptiness and void. Yesterday I almost attacked myself because I didn't have a particular word of the Father being spoken to until the word trust came about. That word trust in Hebrew is, I'm going to go right there right now, give me just a second. That word in Hebrew is batak. It's Hebrew lexicon 982, and it's a primitive root word. It means to trust. It means to be confident, put their trust in, and be secure, a place of refuge. Well, what is that place of refuge? Well, if you delight yourself in Yahuah, He will give you the desires of your heart. But considering, we're human and we don't know our own desires, and because David said the heart is a wicked thing, that's why the Father says He will give you the desires of His heart. Here's the response to that. If your heart's desire isn't in it could be in the manifestation of things, and I'm not talking about like materialistic things. I'm talking about giftings or characters or natures of or functions of the Father. That's good. Okay, there's the whole outer court, where the brazen altar, where you have a multitude for materialistic things. Holy court is like, okay, I want the giftings, I want the characteristics of His nature, His character, and His function to flow, to reach out and to teach a people. And the Holy of Holies is Him. Is your heart desire Him, or is it in the materialistic things? Are you self-conscious in your prayers, where you're saying, God help me, God use me, God this and that, but never did you once say, Yahuah, what do you want me to do? If you don't know how to hear His voice, and you want to be sent forth to bring an Shiliach order, and you want to lay foundation, then come over here at H2HDI. Apostle Shiliach Robert Gonzalez and I and other disciples here will help edify, lift you up, and disciple you into how Yahuah is going to develop your heart's desires as you speak His same word. The Greek word is homologio. Speak the same things. In Hebrew, we say Deuteronomy 6:4. Shema Israel Yahuah Eloheinu Yahuah Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto L'Olam Vayem. Hear, O Israel, Yahuah is one. Now I'm going back to the point of what I'm trying to say. Your heart's desire shouldn't be in the materialistic things. Your heart's desire should not, it could be, and it probably is in his giftings, in his attributes, and stuff like that. It's fine in its place, but your heart's desire is him. That's why everything about Yahuah is for him and him alone. You've gone through hell the past couple of days, but Yahuah has always been there, and he remains the same, and yet his promises will be fulfilled in you, and you will walk it out and walk into the door of your manifested heart's desire. That's why you got to stick, the Hebrew word is betach, meaning, and it's funny, right there, you can see betach, just in Paleo Hebrew, there's the bet, the tav, and the I don't want to say it's the kuf, but I'm just going to go in these two letters right here. The bet is the house. Are you staying in the house? This is a house. This is a house. Now, you can take it for word view and say, oh, I'm reading Deuteronomy 15, and the end of every 7 years, you make a release of debt. Oh, we're going to release a debt. Yeah, it's good to take it of outer court, but if you're going to take it all the time for face value, meaning the literal all the time, and you're not pressing forth, you're not in a place of self-denial and denying yourself, then you're only going to take it for the value of that. But the Father's trying to tell you through his Son, come up hither, come up higher. I got something to show you. I can show you things that man cannot describe and man cannot fathom. You can't even fathom me, because my name is Yahuah, and it's a hidden mystery why I hid my name and took it away from the Jews and gave it to you, house of Israel that's scattered among the Gentiles. If you're looking and you're watching this and you know you're a discipled son, a Bet Safar Talim, then I want to say our doors are open, Bet Safar Talim. Our doors are open, son. Our doors are open, daughter. Our doors are open, brother, sister, mother, or father, mother, cousins. You're welcome. You are welcome to come on in, and if you are seeking a place of refuge, come here, because Yahuah is going to speak to you in his house, the bet. And when you are in the house, you become a bet, a lineage, a heritage. You have an inheritance because the inheritance is within you. Scripture says the inheritance is within the saints. I know what I'm talking about, because there's confinement, refinement for alignment, so you can get your assignment. Amen. That's why you got to stick in the word. Remain in me and I will remain in you. If you abide in me, I abide in you. If you draw closer to me, I will draw closer to you. What is he saying? He wants to see a reflection. Yahuah wants to see a reflection of himself in you. So then that way he can say, oh, well done, my good and faithful servant. And then you grow up and mature. This is my son whom I am well pleased. And then you grow up a little bit more. This is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. Hear ye him. I got a lot to say, but you know what? I'm speaking to you because I'm trying to resonate to you. As my eyes are closed, I can see, like I said, there's tohu and bohu, darkness, thick darkness, emptiness and void. As Yahuah is speaking through me, I'm imparting seed into you, because I don't want to see my brothers, my sisters, Sheliacs, prophets, Nevims, evangelists. I don't want to see the fivefold, perpetuating the same thing over and over again, and there's no change. Oh, there's a great movement. Yeah, but the movement only is confined in the church, but it doesn't go out of the church. It seems like churches nowadays are becoming like Las Vegas. Hey, what's in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, what's in the church stays in the church. And yet that's why the church is still the same. We have like over 100,000 churches in California. There should be great revivals, great movements, but nothing's happening. Why? Because the Father's still trying to get you to say, will you restore my name? If you want to rule and reign, will you restore my name and use it and make sure that man knows who I am? I am that I am. Eya asher eya. I shall be that I shall be. I got a lot to say. The second letter in the word betach is the tav. That right there is the tav. X marks the spot. When in agricultural, in the ancient times, they would actually use a bull to plow the ground to create an irrigation. That way, when the bull sees the mark, it stops. The irrigation that causes is for the water to go into, so that way the plants get nourished with water. And I know what I'm saying because today in modern days we have something called an excavator, which is like a big type of like bucket about about like 20. It's probably like out of frame, but it's like, you know, probably like 30, like I don't want to say 4 feet, but it's like 24 inches and it's like 6 inches wide. And we excavate just to add a main line and connect it. And then we add like these little small T's, which water goes through it, and then out of there we can, you know, make the size bigger or smaller and have the water flow out of that. That way the trees and plants that we're putting in for nourishment for the plants get water. That's why you got to stay hooked, because this is the living waters. Whew. That's a lot to say. The third letter, see, this is why I don't like going into, you know, modern Hebrew, because it gets me all messed up. I can't even figure out which letters that one. I try to stick with Paleo Hebrew, but, you know, that's the goal of the enemy, which is to use modern Hebrew and confuse a nation. I'm not talking about the nation of Israel. I'm not talking about the nation of America. We're already in that state. You know, we're already saying, oh, there's a prophecy of Donald Trump's gonna get assassinated. Well, the Father puts people and places people in authority. So it's his job and our job for us to pray for those in authority. And I know some of you don't like him or not. You know what? I'm not going to talk about politics, but we got to pray for him, because if there's a prophecy he's going to get assassinated, did the Father send that out when the Father put him in order? Doesn't make sense there. Understand what the prophet realm is. It's when you see the Father do something and say the Father say something, and you represent word by word with what he's saying and action by action. Abstract or concrete. Are you going to be abstract in your thinking and say, oh, that's a good thought? Or are you going to be concrete and we'll live it out? That's why here we are called Bet Safar Talim, because we're disciples' sons becoming the Word made flesh. Amen? Amen? And I just want to say that the more you trust in him, and I kid you not, I'm going to tell a little small testimony. In 2011, I had a car accident that happened to me. And I thought everybody was going to get out for me. There was a lot of rules and regulations, and this is within a church setting. So I volunteered to, you know, say I want to drive the truck. I'm not understanding the responsibility, because mind you, I'm 21. I don't know the responsibility. They just said, oh, okay, he's volunteering. You know, here's the car keys. Take the youth, take them, you know, rollerblading, and then take them home. And I was like, perfect, easy, piece of cake. But I noticed something. My soul was too strong. I said I wanted to do things for the Lord. And out of our ignorance and out of our, you know, and I'm going to say I was ignorant there, because I didn't know, oh, you had to be 25 in order to drive, but I was 21. So I took initiative in the soul realm, thinking I was serving the Lord, or Yahuah, by taking the kids to do that. Little did I know there was a car accident. It took like almost 2 years for it to clear, because you know how courts are. And the Father was showing me, he said, are you going to stop, you know, making decisions based in your own self-conscious, self-gaining, thinking you do right all the time? Book of Judges, if you read that, all the judges, it says in the scriptures at the end of the chapters, and they did right in their own sight. I was doing right in my own sight, thinking, you know, I knew the procedure. I can drive, represent what they say, come back. No, the Father was saying, I'm going to change and shift an order into you, Josh. Are you ready? I didn't pay attention. I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, I want to do something new. But the Father said, all right, I'm going through court. I'm understanding my own self. And I'm like, Father, I can't do this. I'm afraid. And he said, now I have you. Because now at that state of fear, I'm going to use you, Joshua. That's why I remained here, because I said, Father, you are real. Since you're real, you're going to get me out of here, and I'm not going to have to worry about it and not pay a single dime. There we go. The court was dismissed. Everybody got their monies, and you can see who was money hungry versus, you know, who was really God-fearing hungry, because some of them just are there for the money. So mind you, even, I don't know why I'm saying this, when and if and since you have a vision, you're going to see the separation of people in your lives seeing the vision. Some people are going to be hirelings, and others people are going to say, look, I don't have anything else to do. I want to invest into your vision. And other people are going to say, I don't have much, but all I know is Yahushua sent me to help you manifest this vision. But going back to it, when and since you are new creation, you're a threat, a terror, and a revenger to the kingdom of darkness, and you trust in Yahuah and lean forth not on your own understanding, Yahuah will baruch you. Amen. And then I want to say this, and before I end it there, it also says this, Psalms 9 verse 10. Actually, let me go back a couple of scriptures before I read that to you. That way we can get context, because there's pre-text, post-text, text, and context. I forgot the order in that one, but you know, be favorable with me when I say that. So Psalms chapter 9 verse 10. It's potent that we trust him, because when we trust him, he's our refuge, he's our strong tower, he's our hope. You know, the hope is the anchor of the soul, and not many people know that realm, because in the outer court you have faith, holy court you have a hope, and in the Holy of Holies you have, or the Kadosh Kadosh, you have ahava, love, and it constitutes. So I'm going to read Psalms chapter 9 verse 10. But I'm going to read beforehand, so I'm going to go Psalms chapter 9 verse 9. And Yahuah is a refuge for the crushed one, a refuge in time of distress. Is that interesting? And those who know your name trust in you, for you have not forsaken those who seek you, O Yahuah. Sing praises. See, now that you trust him and he has not forsaken you, never will he leave you nor forsake you. His word will make his prophetic word, whatever the Father has spoken to you, will come to pass, because no word is going to come back to him void or empty. You're filled. You are the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh, and you have the mind of Mashiach. Verse 10 again. And those who know your name, Yahuah, for you have not forsaken those who seek you, O Yahuah. Sing praises to Yahuah, who dwells in Zion. Declare his deeds among the people. There you go. Seeking him, trusting him, and giving him praise. That's what he's asking for. Seeking him, trusting him, and giving him praise. So tonight's TerrorBite is, are you seeking him, trusting him mostly, and giving him praise? Once again, and I'm going to actually say this for me. Josh, continue to seek him. Josh, continue to trust him. Joshua, continue to give him praise. In Yeshua's name. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share this video with a friend, with the family. And before we go, I'd like to say to you, next time I see you, shalom.